So my name is Kelsey Graves, and I previously went by Hummingbird as a painter. And I just remember when I got to paint up at summer camp in 2016, and I saw MOE for the first time live, and it was just this amazing, vivid experience. And I remember kind of getting everything ready and packing up all of this stuff to bring up to the stage and kind of hanging out with all these other artists. And it's been years since all of this, I guess, has happened. But anyways, and it kind of was like people were in this line, and there was maybe like a back line of people that were all like kind of stationed in these spots, and in front of everybody was just like this mass amoeba of people kind of moving and just like in motion, and there to listen to MOE. And and I had just never listened to MOE before, like, or seen them in like a concert setting. And I guess people always say that like things change when you see a band live, and when you actually get to experience sitting there and just like seeing a band live and what they're actually doing on stage. And it was just like this wild experience of like, maybe it just felt like I was in this like line circuit of people that were like there to kind of like paint and create, and then like people were kind of like walking like kind of around, but everybody was like flooding into this like amoeba in front of MOE that was just this like cosm of beauty. And like I don't even know how else to explain like the feeling that I had just from like the air and the energy being in a concert. But it was I had this moment where I felt like the guitar was like, kind of like making these like strums that like almost sounded like it was the guitar's like voice to be heard. And in some ways, like, it was just kind of like I never had experienced that sound before, and I hadn't like heard a guitar make that sound. And it was just kind of these like twangy riffs that were like, like going, and like MOE was like jamming and everybody was jamming. And I just feel like it kind of felt like this like pivoting part of my life where, I had worked like really hard, and I had, all the things that I do every day, and then I like found myself at MOE, and it was just like so impacting and weird, and really weird though, because it was like almost like everybody were these like really cool circuits of energy. And like, if you were to like go talk to somebody, it was like this like bubble of like energy and like conversation, or like, in each little like pocket of like MOE, but it was like this massive amoeba at the same time, where like there was no like beginning and end to it of like the people that were there and like what would even happen. And I don't know, and I feel like at that time, like I couldn't even really paint during MOE. Like I feel like I had to just absorb like what MOE was doing. And yeah, and just I don't know, and I still like kind of look back at it, and I feel like I'll have these like weird like dreams where like you go back to a festival or you go back to a concert in your dream. Like I don't know if that happens to a lot of people, but I feel like that just is something that has happened to me. And like I'll like wake up from a dream and be like, whoa, like I was at this concert again in my dream, which is weird, but like different things were happening. Like people were like handing me like, like a sign or something weird, or like you're asking, I don't know, like just different things. Are like, I don't know, like trying to find somebody with a hula hoop that doesn't make any sense, but you're like just dreaming about it still. And it's probably just this like subconscious thing from the show that's like lingering with you later, where like you'll always be kind of impacted by that show, and you'll like still kind of remember how it was, and like even your subconscious mind too, which is just a really beautiful thing to kind of think about. And a lot of people don't really, I don't know, like they describe shows because it's all like this individual experience for each person. And but there's no really way to describe it. Like, like even if I try to use any vivid words, like it's like not gonna do anything for like somebody actually like when they're there, and you kind of like get it, and it all like clicks, and it's just like this awesome like life experience that you should just be happy to be alive. And like everything, even like just like kind of just dissipates, and you're just like kind of in the moment. I think that what live music does is it really helps people live in the moment too. And like, it's really important to do that because we're always thinking about everything, you know, in the future or what we're going to do tomorrow or whatever. And concerts are like, no, you're here now. Like, you are very here now. And that's, and that's where you get to see all of the good stuff that happens. And I mean, I don't know, it's got its ups and downs too. I mean, it is a concert. Like, it's not perfect. You know, maybe somebody would like shove into you or you get elbowed or whatever, but like, you know, it's like you're still there, or like it starts raining and either that's a great thing or you're like, oh no, like everything's gonna wash away. So I mean, it really can go like either way, and it's kind of all your kind of like experience and like what you put into the festival and how even you view everything at the festival. Because even if something happens and, you know, you like lose your backpack and that's gone or something, and but it's kind of like how you take that and what you like choose to like continue like seeing in your everyday atmosphere with a show. And I don't know, kind of just like the whole point is that it was a really amazing MOE, and it was at such a cool like venue and summer camp and everything, and it just kind of, I don't know, I don't think I can ever forget it. And I don't think that it's just part of, I don't know, just part of like your essence as a person that you have to experience live music. And if you don't, then you get caught up in everything that's like not in the now. And like, I don't know, it's a loose term too to say that, but it's like you really, I don't know, it's just like you have to really experience it. And I think at some point I would definitely go back to see MOE or like have that happen again. But it's, you know, and that's completely like not, I don't know, not to say that life is in itself very vivid and wonderful and every day is still a mystery and like beauty and all of that, but you know, it's kind of like really this like pivoting point where like you'll be like in an amoeba of people. And I think that itself is like just this dynamic like electricity because of everybody's like just living energy together. And like when you are in like a group of people and that's, I don't know, all experiencing like something beautiful, then it is kind of something like not describable. So but I don't know, it's I don't know, it's just what it is. And I feel like I went to a lot of festivals for a long time, and it was kind of maybe like 4 or 5 years when I first like discovered listening to music and going to different shows, and it definitely each time was something new and something different. And so that's like really all I can say. Like, go out there and experience it yourself, because I don't know, like you can't, it's something that you can't even describe at like a lot of times. And that's, you know, not even due to like anything else other than the show and the experience, or like going to see music. And it's just watching somebody like create something in like a vivid, you know, auditory experience that I mean, people say songs are kind of like plays or in some way, like it's like a, you know, like it's going through all these different things that it's talking about, and like kind of like it tells a story like in every song, and it's like also up to interpretation of like that person listening. And so it's like each person is like listening to like their unique story, but like at, you know, a music concert, and it's
at the same time.
At the same time. And like, yeah, like having this, I don't know, it's definitely something that I think that humanity was like meant to create and make art and music, and without it we're just, you know, there's no like beauty in life. Like it's all like so like crucial to like the balance of life.
That would make a great Twilight Zone episode. Like there's no art and music in their culture or something.
There's yeah, I mean that would be horror. I mean that would be like, what would that be? It would just be like some gray world of like bland, you know, things without art and creation. And I think that's like why humanity is so driven to exist in the first place, is like seeing something beautiful or like hearing something beautiful, and that's like just like draws you for like your whole life, and you're like just like looking for that same sound or that same like thing that has like captivated you in the first place. it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild stuff. That's all I gotta say about Mo and summer camp and all of that, So, yeah, I mean, it's getting me all worked up now just thinking about the show. But yeah, so
That's kind of why I want to do this. You can't describe a concert or what that is. Even if you go a bunch of times, you still don't 100% get how that's possible.
Yeah.
Or getting that kind of a amoeba, or everyone's here for those reasons. So it's like, hopefully when people watch this, they could just see the stories and go see it for themselves. I could try to sort of recreate what it was like.
Yeah.
But, it's more so people actually go to those things and, a bunch of times to get something like that to happen, And I also wanted to ask, I also, maybe not lately, but I would have these dreams about shows or concerts and I'm at them again, or it's similar to it. And I was going to ask, do you ever actually get in and watch the band, or are you trying to get in and find your friends the whole time? Because every time I'm just walking around I can't find the entrance, there's all these people, I don't know where anyone is, I feel like they've already started and they're going to finish soon, and very rarely am I there watching them going, oh my gosh, I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, I don't really, it's usually some kind of unresolved, thing that happened at a festival, where I'm I don't know, I remember this one kid, he tripped over a cord, a power outlet cord, and it knocked over some lamps for the painters, and it was because there was this gap in between some people, and I don't know, and I remember dreaming about it though, and thinking I don't know, in my dream holding some cords or something, and looking for I think it's has something to do. Yeah, but it wasn't I was getting to listen to the music. It was I knew it was there. I knew this that's why I was there doing all of this. But
you can't do it until you resolve getting in or fixing the cords or going to your car and finding the outlet or whatever it is.
That's the key.
I want to get back there doing my jam.
Yeah.
And you can't get in there.
If you could make yourself just dream and see the entire concert, then
that would be worth something.
That would be pretty amazing if you could just fall asleep and dream the whole concert again. And
it has happened for me though. I'm there, I see them, they're looking right at you. You hear it live, for real in your dream. But very rarely, I don't even know what would have prompted those dreams. They're almost as memorable as the concerts. It's really weird, but usually I'm out in the lot trying to find the gate.
Yeah, usually.
Where's my friends?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but it still brings you back to that same feeling of being at that festival, which is weird. It's not
Yeah, I dig the dreams.
Yeah,
even though I never see the fucking band, I'm they were all walking around, it was totally that. And for some of the shows that we've seen, Summer Camp or Fish or the Dead or something like that, where you're there's a really lot of people here and they're all very unique and here for that reason or something like that reason. And when there's that many people that would fill up all of our city in that place, all this is awesome, like you said, that incredible moment, especially when the band really hits that moment and they're all there for it. It's just this is why we climbed that hill, and it was hard to get our tickets and get here and park, and now we're here, and bam, that moment comes, and we're everyone, you see it on their face, that's why we came, and everyone knows it, even if it's undescribable.
Yeah. It's a journey. I feel you definitely have to work for it in some way, whether it be, setting up camp or whatever, just there's always some kind of journey to get to the music, and that is it's probably a lot of the impacting feeling is you just know that you are there to be free in that moment, and that's what's awesome. So.
And you feel the journey of the band themselves, especially when they're older or are touring. You're wow, they've done a lot of shows and they're here too, and that connection of energy with the audience and the band, any of those bands would say that's why they do it and why they're good, is the connection with as they're going, that the audience kind of spurs them on or whatever. And it really is an interesting thing that, it's not a thing you explain with science.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I guess it made me think about a lot of science. So for some reason, people, because it just felt they were just kind of circuits or something. It was like you could see little pockets of people kind of like interacting and like having like little conversations, and you could like hop in there and kind of like recharge your energy, or like, or it would like go negatively and you would be like, no. I love like
I was having a bad time at a show, and I realized, and I remembered this quote that some concert person said, something like, you know, if you're not having a good show, you're just not standing in the right place, or move 10 feet. And I thought of that, and I just moved back and over like 10 feet, and people were like kind of jamming out back there. I'm like, oh, there's my people.
Yeah.
You know, they were all talking, you know.
Like it's
like
finding
that is
the
band
pocket.
interrupting
Yeah.
you. But I realized, oh, it just sucked there for 20 minutes. It's always going to suck in that little pocket.
Yeah.
Just move over a little bit and it's better.
Yeah.
You're okay, Sean. We're done now.
Yeah, we're good. That was a good, I think that was good. I get a little nervous when I'm starting.